like that.
Hi everyone. Yes, that's how you press record. This is one of our first videos, or the first video where we're building in public 8 billion project. We are going to be showcasing to everyone with weekly updates as to how we're building 8BP, what we did this week, what our objectives are looking like next week, so that we can stay consistent and true to our own work, and so that we can help other for our juniors even at Tedder or other students who want to build something in the future steal our guidelines or steal our work ethic or even advise us as to how we can do things better. So we're here to inspire, get inspired, and learn in general. So, anyways, hi, I'm Dua, one of the co-founders at ABP.
Yeah, hello, hello. I'm Shayan. I'm from Germany. I'm also co-founding 8 Billion Project.
I'm Uzair. I'm also co-founding 8 Billion Project.
Yeah, and we are from Pakistan, just the Pakistanis and Germany collectively. But our team is from all over the world, and we hope that as we progress, they can also constantly join our Build in Public weekly updates. So I'll pass the ball to you, Shayan, if you want to go ahead and talk about things that you worked on this week and what you would want to work on next week.
In the past week, we were ramping up the efforts we were putting into 8 Billion Project quite a lot. I was working on creating a global citizen hoodie, going into a more minimalistic tie-dye style design, experimenting with that, ordering samples so they're on their way, and seeing in what directions we could go. Then I was looking at different sales channels. Right now, we were only selling on our website, so we were thinking, how can we expand that? Especially here in Europe, there's a brand called Zalando. They do fashion retail on e-commerce. And I'm familiarizing myself with what partnership models are out there, what works well with us, how can we work with that in the future. Then, of course, everyday miscellaneous tasks come, such as tracking the finances. We were working on the bank account. We had to resolve some issues still in development, in general, like account security. I also had a meeting with Snigdha. She's one of the members of 8 Billion Project as well that we were working with, and we're creating a plan and learning how do we really work well together as an entire team? How do we build unity within the team, not just to the outside, and learning more about that. And I personally also had a seminar in which I learned more about yeah, increasing my capacity for leadership, not for now only, but for the future as well. Not directly connected with 8 Billion Project, but
What I worked on this week, I think major chunk of my task went to trying to see what designs our next collection could look like. So I iterated personally around 15 designs. Then it slowly went down to shortlisting 13, and I was shortlisting our top five. And after shortlisting these designs, we kind of spread them everywhere. Of course, this is not something I did independently. This is something the team did, but just spreading the designs everywhere, Instagram, our Reddit communities especially, and getting advice, do you think this design is worth the price point that we want to sell at? What do you think about this design? What do you think about wearing Peacewear on a shirt? And we got some valuable feedback, and we are deciding to go more minimal because a lot of people prefer the quality of the product over the design of the product. So that's a pretty great insight we have, and that's what we're trying to implement in our designs. Another thing that I worked on is having more team members. As Shayan pointed out, we're having a bit of trouble with our team because we're actually in three plus different time zones at the moment. At any given point, we're in between 3 to 5 different time zones, our team members, with a majority of them in India, but still we're across different continents. And having a team that is able to build something and work with us daily is great. Can we do this or can it be a one-man job? Yes, but when you're designing something literally called 8 Billion Project, and when you're designing something for different people across different countries, you want to add in those fresh perspectives as well, especially when you're trying to launch a piece or a brand with no background in fashion, unfortunately. So having more recruitment calls to get people on board. We have a lovely friend Harsh on board now in APP. We'll be meeting everyone in Singapore. And then we're having our team meetings with Tedder, which is the college that we go to that helps support our business as well. So we had an internal team meeting. Shout out to Anushka and Kriti. So we had team meetings with Capstone to iterate our designs, receive the first quarter of our funds. And yet there are some miscellaneous tasks like working on the bank's funds, which bank is the best, and also taxes, which place is the best to be located for taxation reasons.
So for the past week, a lot of my time went into video editing. I think at least 10 hours a day was going into editing, and I think 1.5 minute video. And then we slowly started to, okay, reduce the amount of time that we've recorded for a video or how long a reel would go out. One of them blew up really well. There was first one. It's the first one we put out. And then, slowly cut that down. Now, I think it took me 2.5 hours to edit a 40-second video. So it's a big cut on how much time it took me to edit. And now we're going even shorter with editing because some of the new people that we brought on into the team, like Harshita and Chaitya, they have found out there's some reels out there that are very low effort, but they do end up getting viral. So we're trying to go with those as well. We're trying to try everything. Then I was working on the website, making sure our graphics are updated because back in April, I had changed up the logos, the fonts, and the designs and sort of rebranded it a little bit. And unfortunately, at that time, it was just a document to get an idea of the aesthetic. At that point, I had not updated the website. So I got the time and I updated the website. And for that, we are also updating the products that we're putting on, the designs that Dua has designed and Shayan have designed. We're trying to put those up on the website, make sure they're available, and make sure that it's automated by being connected to our manufacturers. And those manufacturers will then be able to, just go through the order, ship it as well, and then figure out how our customers can also track the shipping. And there's another issue with the shipping fees. There's a lot of variability. It was ranging from around $3 going up to like $60 to $70 for shipping. So we had to cut down on our regions until we can figure out how we can sustainably ship to all these different regions. And now we're shipping to the top 50 markets in the world for e-commerce. And last but not least, I was working on the pricing for the collections, compiling all the costs it takes to produce and then how much margins that we would need. And what I ended up doing was the price ranges that we got, in my opinion, they felt a bit high. So what I decided was we should ask other people, we should get some more feedback on this. I told Harshita to post about it on subreddits that are made for streetwear to get some feedback on this. And we got some really valuable feedback.
Awesome. So if you guys benefit from these tasks that we're putting out, us building in public quite literally, we'd be really happy to hear how we can improve. If there's any more questions that anyone has about, what we're building, how we're doing it, even if it's down to what skills that is required to build something like this. And if there's any recommendations, suggestions, or feedback that you have for us to improve better, for us to focus better, have a better direction, we'd love that clarity as well. Tag anyone and everyone you think would benefit or can provide value to us. Thank you.